friends, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I created my DIY nail art brush. I'm going to show you the items real quickly that you're going to need, and then also tell you like some variations of things you could use if you don't have these items. And then we're just going to get into it. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. So first, you're going to need some pliers, and I used this ring thing that's easily bendable. It goes in my hair, and I put a little thing on it, and I can like put it in my hair as a little accessory. But if you don't have one of these, what you're gonna want to use, if you have a pencil, you're gonna want to take that silver part off of the pencil that keeps the eraser in. Go ahead, take the eraser out, and then take it off of the pencil, and you can use that instead of using this. I didn't have a pencil, otherwise I would have used that. What you're also going to need is a clear straw. I also didn't have a straw, so if you don't have a straw but you have nail art brushes like this already pre-made, you're gonna want to take the plastic things off, and basically I used 3, so you'll need 3. If you have a clear straw, go ahead and cut them so you have 3 pieces, but make sure that when you're cutting them that the edges are as straight as you can get them. So that, and then you're going to need some alcohol because it does get messy, and then some wipes to wipe the polygel away and clean up your area and things like that. You're going to need some scissors. These are very sharp scissors. In the video I did stab myself and make myself bleed with these scissors, so please do be careful when you're doing this, if you're going to be doing it, because it is likely that you could stab yourself, so just be careful. And of course you're going to need some polygel. Make sure that it's a kind that is clear enough to cure all the way through. You don't want any really opaque. You don't want any like bold color that's not going to clear all the way through, cure all the way through. You're also going to need a curing lamp, but you're going to use quite a bit of polygel, so if it's one of your favorite types of polygel, maybe don't use that unless you really want to make a nail art brush out of that polygel. But we all have polygel sitting around and it piles up, and we have loads of it, at least I do. So I figured, why not kind of do something different with it, and something useful as well. So yeah, if you're interested in learning how to do your own DIY nail art brush, please keep watching. Okay, to start off, you're going to take the polygel that you want to use and squeeze it into the tube or straw, whatever you want to call it. It is very, very hard to squeeze. I literally was squeezing the heck out of it. And it was very hard. So what I'll show you later is I do end up putting it in warm water. Now what I'm doing now, I do not suggest you do, because as you notice, it's pushing the other polygel up out of the top, and I didn't realize it at first. So yeah, you just want to squeeze it into one side only, because as you see, it's coming right back out the top. So that was pretty much a waste of time. It needs to have that airflow at the top, so make sure that you're not covering it with your finger as well. So after you get it all in there, and you have it the way you want it to look, make sure it's as even as it can be on both ends, so it has a nice straight edge, or as straight as you can get it. And you are going to be wasting some polygel. As you can see, there's a lot on my desk, on my towel there, but it's just what's going to happen. So yeah, be prepared to waste a little bit of polygel. But after you get both ends nice and flat as you can get them, you want to clean off the tube with a alcohol soaked wipe. Get as much of it off as you can, if not all of it. That way it's easier to it's easier to take that straw off. So yeah, I'm just gonna cure it. And now that I have cured it, you kind of want to roll it in your hands to loosen up the plastic around the polygel. And this is where I said be very careful, because I did puncture my finger with the scissors. So make sure that your fingers are out of the way and you're holding it in a way where the scissors aren't going to accidentally come up and jam into your finger. So this is after I've taken off the straw, and you just want to clean it again with a alcohol soaked pad, and then you just move on to the next one. And you'll see in this one I just put it in one end. I don't try to put it in both ends like I did last time, because as you see, it didn't work. So yeah, the first two bottles, the first two straws that I filled, I didn't use hot water, and it was seriously so freaking hard to squeeze into these. So I really suggest you let your polygel soak in water. Make sure that they're tightly closed so that you're not getting any water in your polygel. I squeezed these bottles so hard that my nails actually punctured the polygel tube. So I was squeezing the heck out of them. But here is after I've cured it, and you're just gonna again cut that straw off. Make sure your fingers are out of the way. This one wasn't cured all the way, so I had to put it back in. No problem. I just cured it a little bit more, and then I was able to take off the straw. That was the easiest. That one came off the easiest. I don't know why, but it just did. So yeah, I'm cleaning it off again, and yeah, I'm showing you them together. And so I move on to the next one, and as you can see, I soaked it in some warm water, wiped the bottle off, and it did squeeze so much better. I did get an air bubble, unfortunately, but the more I squeezed, it kind of went away. There is still one in it, but that's okay. It is what it is. But yeah, I just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And as you can see, like I said, you are going to waste some polygel because it just seeps out. There's no way to hold it, you know, that firmly to the polygel bottle. If you can, you're a pro, but I just wasn't able to do that. So once you have it all the way filled, whatever piece is going to be your like top part, or the part that has like the hair in it, you want to take something of made out of plastic so it doesn't stick. And I just used a spatula tool that I got from my candy coat pot set that I got. Yeah, I just used that and I stuck it in there, and then I cured it, and then I pulled it out and it made this little hole just big enough to stick some hair into it, basically. So yeah, I just cut the plastic off of this one, and this one gave me quite a bit of trouble. I don't know why, but I freaking went at it for a little bit of time there, and eventually I did get it off. But yeah, it was giving me the most trouble out of all of them for whatever reason. So once again, once you have it all off, you just want to wipe it down with the alcohol soaked pad. And now you have 3 different parts that you now want to connect together. So yeah, for this part, you're going to use just the smallest little dab of clear. Honestly, just the smallest little bit, just enough to connect the 2 pieces. And if you can, try to wipe off as much as that on the outside that you can. That way you have to do less filing in the end. But also you want to make sure that you're keeping it as straight as possible when you're curing it. Now I was curing it in a regular lamp. If you have like a little like flashy, that would be much better. But yeah, I just used my regular lamp. And then connect the last piece. Make sure that you don't, make sure that the part that you made a little hole in is on the outside. You don't want to accidentally cure that, because then you have to make another piece basically. So after that, you just wipe off all the excess with an alcohol soaked pad, and now you want to file the whole thing to make it as smooth as possible. I started out with a hand file. You could do it with a hand file if you don't have an e-file, but just for, you know, being a little bit quicker, I did use my e-file, and I just went ahead and did all the parts that are connected, and then I went ahead and did the entire stick, whatever you want to call it. And I also made sure I got the end as flat as I could. It doesn't need to be perfect. This is DIY, you guys, so just try to get it, you know, as good as you can. And then I just did this whole little bit and flattened it out. So once you're done filing the entire length, you want to dust it off and then wipe it off with your alcohol soaked pad just to get any debris and dust off, because you are going to want to top coat it and kind of seal everything in, so to speak. So that's what I'll do next. And I just used a Makartt top coat. The polygels are all Makartt, so I just stuck with the same brand. And I did as much as I could without having to like touch it, and then I cured that end, and then I went back in and did the part that I hadn't hit yet with the top coat. So now you see right here, it's very sleek and shiny, and it's ready to go, and we're ready to start applying the hair into it. So yeah, I just cut my own hair off. I have really long hair. I'm not worried about it being uneven or whatever. I just cut some hair off. No one will tell, no one will notice, and if they do, I don't care. But like I said, it's not going to be noticeable. So if you can, if you don't, you know, want to cut your own hair, you could use, I don't know, some sort of other hair. Ask someone to use their hair or whatever, I don't know, but get some hair from somewhere. You could use it from a previous nail art brush that's no longer usable or whatever. Just get some hair from somewhere and go ahead and glue that into that hole. So now we kind of have this like sparse hair that's not really together all in uniform, so that's where this ring came in handy. And like I said, if you have a pencil, you want to use that little silver part that keeps the eraser in there, because this part would have been so much easier had I had one of those, but instead I had to really work at getting these this ring to wrap around this hair basically, and I wanted it to stick to the handle as well. So I did this for quite some time, trying to get it just the way I wanted it, and eventually my phone did need charged, so I did a little bit off camera, but it's basically what I'm doing right now on showing you right now. I just keep twisting and twisting until I got it tight enough around that hair. Now you want to make sure that because as you're twisting it, it's going to keep coming off of the handle, so make sure that, you know, you keep pushing that back down. Right now I'm just dipping it in some alcohol to get the hair all uniform, and so I can cut it. I do end up cutting it again because it just was too thick, so I went back in and cut it more as at an angle, and that worked a little bit better. So what I'm showing you now is just something out of my head, just an abstract design. I had no thoughts or whatever about what I was gonna do for this design. It was literally straight out of my head. So yeah, this is my brain. This is what I thought of. Kind of looks like a face to me. Let me know what you think, but it did work. Is it a brush that I would do really detailed work with? No, I wouldn't. Because it would take a long time, because if you notice, I have to keep dipping in that ink, because for whatever reason my hair just wouldn't hold the ink that well. But it did end up working in a, you know, if you don't have a brush and you know you need to do some nail art, it is an option for you. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, this DIY. Let me know if you're thinking about trying it, what you let me know your thoughts, whether it be good or bad. I literally just was like, you know what, I have this idea and I'm gonna do it, so that's what I did. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.